Hello, Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. February of 2026 is going to open a destiny portal, and it could bring into your life romantic relationship, love, fertility, children, and even maybe a financial windfall. All that said, we also have a huge focus moving into your work and health area of your chart, and you can expect work and health improvements as well. Let's break down this portal of destiny month ahead, week by week, so you know how to time your best month. And my name is Lori Lothian. And if you're new to my channel, this is Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology, not sidereal. And in today's video, we're going to break it down so that you can use the astrology clock to time your best life. If you want to try to time your best month, but if you want to try to time 2026 to move in the flow of events instead of swimming upstream against the current, you might check out my 2026 video for your sign. It's 2 to 2.5 hours long. There's a PDF guidebook. It's in the description box below. It's for sale. It's a yearly fundraiser for staff, equipment, and a teaching scholarship fund. So check it out below. You can buy your individual video or your all signs bundle so you can listen to sun, moon, and rising, share with friends and family. This is good, of course, to guide you through till the end of this year. And we've just started 2026. So everything's below. Intermediate students only, no beginners, please. If you want to learn to do my Divine Timing Masterclass, it's Advanced Astrology Timing Tools, Intermediate to Advanced. We'll be teaching that class either in March or April. I have to make a final decision, but it doesn't matter which month I'm teaching it. It's live. You get the replays. You get coaching calls with me. And in the description box below is the early bird discount wait list. I need to still build out the enrollment page. Now, Libras, what the hell is going on? What's going on? What's going on? You have an eclipse in your house of romantic love, fertility, children, pregnancy, winning money, things to do with creativity and entrepreneurship. And I'm going to show you the sky, and we're going to talk about how this unfolds in this month ahead. There's more than just an eclipse. We have a lot of unexpected surprises, which I've been talking about for every sign because of 4 hits to Uranus. So I could say expect the unexpected as well. That's another way to interpret the energies of this month. But as well, understand that the fates or the destiny roller coaster. It's like a ride without a steering wheel. You're on a ride without a steering wheel because the fates have a handle on you in a way we haven't seen for 18 years. So let's get that show on the road, shall we? Here we have it. This is the sky. You are a Libra rising. Should you listen for your sun, your moon, or your rising? Here's how it works. Your sun sign is like your eternal nature, your spirit. It's a part of you that's a divine spark. It's not your ego. And it has to play a role in the simulation called life. And so it has an ascendant. So the ascendant is the character that you're playing as a sun. So that's a very good cosmology, right? Game player, avatar, however, or actor and the role they play in a movie. But if you're wanting to practically use the ascendant, it's circumstantially very eventful, and it often reflects changes in the life of the character. Whereas the sun is representative of the motivating, driving, true nature of who you are, and can be useful for career and purpose listening, as well as listening with an eye to how much of your soul is leading your life. You know, older we get, the more the sun becomes awakened. And people who are on a spiritual journey and don't want to just play the character without introspection. And the moon happens to be connected to your feelings, the thinkings, how you feel and think. It's like that part of our being, but it also represents the nest and home and where we live and where we nestle into our bed at night. So it's our domicile. So listen for all 3. We pretend the sun is in the Libra first house. We pretend the moon is here. It's called derived houses. And we then scan the sky for which houses are being activated. That's how that works. Now let's get going. Number one, we're going to go through chronological week by week order, but know that this is your romance house, heavily weighted. Sexuality, romance, fertility, children, creativity, art, and entrepreneurship. As we head into January, you can see it's a slam dunk stellium. We haven't seen the kind of power here. This really began to fully realize itself when Mars entered on January the 23rd into the stellium, giving you a power pack stellium last seen in the same way in January into early February of 1994. Okay, that's how rare this particular thing is. That said, with this particular energy having dominated, let's say particularly January 20th, maybe or so, as you enter into the month of February, you feel like this thing has been taking a lot of attention. Your children, Is it your romantic partner? Is it your art or creative entrepreneurial endeavors? Have you been just really busy in this part of your sky for some reason? Because what happens as we move forward and we lean into the next month, we begin to see that this thing will lighten up. As February progresses, planets begin to leave the stellium, and by mid-February on, it becomes very, very light. So we're leaving slowly this fifth house narrative, and you're stepping into February 1st with a full moon in the sign of Leo. It is fulfillment and completion around circles of friends and belonging groups. Sometimes it's literal. You decide you're no longer going to belong to those social networks. But because a seed was planted 6 months earlier on a new moon here back in July, August, you're likely to also say, well, I planted a seed to conceive of new social engagement, social groups, social belonging, to revise my long-range goals, plans, and dreams for what I want to achieve in life, to maybe plant a seed for new ways to gain money and rewards from my career, my 10th house. And now you've got a light, like a huge spotlight here, right? You got to think of it like it's a friggin' flashlight there, and it can bring fulfillment of the seeds you planted, but also it can also bring a denouement, a completion as well. So maybe some friendship circles that you don't want to, you no longer want to belong to are going to wane, right? They're going to leave your life as this moon begins to become a waning moon and lose its light over the next 2 weeks. The energy of any moon can also be a theme of the next 6 months. Because this moon is witnessing a stellium in the fifth house of romantic love, there's also something to say about, if you're in a romantic partnership, is there a need to make a change in the social ways that you and your romantic loved one engage in? Like which kinds of friends and partnerships you both are busy with? Is that your crew? Is that who you want to be with? This is also, of course, your house of children, and the moon might suggest there's a completion of something in your life regarding the way you interact with your children. But more said and done, this is also very much a moon in a career house, the gains of the career. And maybe you want to fulfill or close up some area of ambition within your professional sphere. Let's face it, you're doing very well. Jupiter is giving you a huge amount of good luck in your career space, fame, glory, money, reputation, leadership. You're just doing well. He's only here once every 12 years, right? So you're going to maximize the enjoyment of a Jupiter transit through the top of your sky. This last happened in like summer of 13 to summer of 14. And before that, midsummer of 2001 to 2002. So this is a very powerful career blessed time for you. And this moon is how you gain the career money and how it looks to you. So there could be some shifts in terms of enjoyment. Are you enjoying making money? If you're not having fun, you're not feeling creative, you're not feeling inspired and enthusiastic, and then something's going to give. You're going to make changes to make it more balanced in some way, because the scales of balance is what you are, and half the time you're not balanced. Moving away from that, on February the 4th, Uranus will head direct. Uranus in direct motion isn't like a day in the life of, it's more of a sea change, like the Titanic is not going to hit the glacier now. It's changed its direction, right? If it ever did hit a glacier. And what that could look like is that where you've been dealing with a lot of erratic change in your finances here, banking, mortgages, inheritances, spousal support, separation agreements, or a lot of divine pineal downloads connected to your intuition and your, tarot, numerology, astrology, the occult mysteries are here. You've been dealing with that energetic in your field, right? This erratic energy ever since 2018. May, and it's getting ready to leave for good for another 80 odd years. And so when Uranus is going to go direct, station direct on the 4th of February, the energy is similar to the vibe of something like a deep, potent turnaround point in your life connected to how you handle your monies. I mean, that can be mortgages, banks, loans, finances. It can be debts. It can be things to do with investments, but it's also a wealth star there. So it could be a very nice moment in time regarding money and chunks of money as well. But this turnaround point happens on February 4th, and it unfolds until the 3rd week of April. And it's a longer story than that one day. And you'll no longer be dealing with this story anymore. 8th house stories are complete. Moving into February the 5th, Mercury will square Uranus. 4 planets will square Uranus in this month. Expect the unexpected. Mercury's the first off the bat. Here he is. Watch him. He's like, kaboom, square. Let's do this thing. feeling it on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of February, you're likely to say, that's interesting information and news. I didn't expect that. Now, in your case with Venus, Mercury here, games of chance. Buy a lottery ticket. I know, don't buy more than one, but this can be an unexpected chunk of wealth coming from a win. The same would say a jackpot at the casino or placing a bet on a horse race. But I am telling you not to gamble if you have an addiction. I'm saying a one-off, one time, place a bet this week. You might win something. So we're talking about the week of February the 4th. Now, that said, Mercury says, oh my God, what a surprising, shocking bit of news from my child, from my romantic love partner. This can involve pregnancy. My child's pregnant. Oh, my romantic partner's pregnant. If you weren't expecting it. All right, there you go. So that's one of the ways that can look. Venus is in a fertility transit for all Libras, sun, moon, and rising. You're going to be easily able to make babies until she gets her ass out of your 5th house, okay? And she's getting her ass out of your 5th house on February 9th or so. So be careful in the first 10 days of February because you're still very fertile. Now, moving past that surprise or not surprise, we're going to talk about the next week ahead. Oh, and we're going to say on February 6th, Mercury crosses the sign boundary. And he's going to be in Pisces for a long, long time. This is an elemental water year. He will stay here until April 15th because of a retrogradation in Pisces. We'll get to that later. This retrogradation and long stay in Pisces means you're going to be making choices and decisions regarding health and work and maybe pets and rental properties. And you're going to go one step forward, 2 steps back, going to go this way and then change your mind and go back the other way. And you need to definitely get the devils and the details on those contracts that you signed for work and rentals and pets because Mercury is a little foggy on the details in the sign of the water of Pisces. So he's a little murky. His goggles are all blocked up. You know, when you go swimming and get fog in your goggles, that's him. So there is a cautionary note, but you want to make changes in your health under this kind of transit and your routines for health, your work routines, pets and rental properties as well as shift your debt loads around mortgages, banking, credit cards, debts can be repaid to you. The 3rd week of the month, add 3 weeks, like the 26th, add 3 weeks. Debts owed to you from the past can be repaid. Literally financial debts by other people owing you money. But literally, you're going to spend a lot of time until mid-April coming up with ideas or making decisions and changing your mind regarding things to do with the direction you want your work to take. Now, with Jupiter going direct on March 11th, from March 11th to April 15th is your best time frame for making clear-eyed decisions about what you're trying to accomplish, alrighty, in the area of work and career. And this can look like new job opportunities, new employment opportunities, or new career directions coming your way with much greater clarity. March 11th to April 15th. This is a longer story. Moving on. We look at the 7th to the 14th of the month next. That week of the month, we're going to see Venus squaring Uranus now. Venus is picking up where Mercury left off, right after him. 1-2 punch. Venus is good, benefic energy. This is very much connected to fertility, but a surprising development that's quite fortunate may happen when it comes to chunks of money, banks, loans, and mortgages. This can also involve some surprising and fortunate information or news coming through around artistic, creative projects. This may also involve some breakthroughs in publishing and writing projects and book publishing, as well as positive news about something that you're doing with or about your children. And your children may have some exciting developments that are very positive and feel like a break free and breakthrough for them in many different parts of their life. It could include parts of their life that involve their finances or their fertility or their luck. Okay, if you have kids, get ready for that. Then we move on to the energy of Mercury on the North Node and Venus leaving her sign. So Venus on the 10th of February finally leaves your fertility placement. So now you can have some unprotected sex, not, be careful still, but now she's in the house of work. And this is where you want to find the enjoyment in your livelihood. You want to find the fun and play and pleasure, even more sociable time with bosses, colleagues, and coworkers. And you want to bring the Venus creative energy and the pleasures of it all into work. Now, Venus is exalted here. So she's going to try her damnedest to bring you some fun at work and make your work enjoyable and bring you some luck in the work environment and maybe some financial wellness here too. So when she crosses this sign boundary, and it will be on the 10th, she stays here until March the 6th. That's a long stay. And she's going to begin flowing to Jupiter. Therefore, you're going to come into some supreme luck. Now, in your case, how could you use this luck? You can use it because you can take risks a little bit better. You can ask the boss for the raise. You could take a promotion opportunity. You could, if you're unemployed, look for a job and get like totally loved up by your interview process. I mean, you have more chances of being hired through till March 6th if you're unemployed than you've ever had. And I would say dream big, go big, think big. There's going to be a rainbow and unicorn thing coming later this month. I will talk about it. That means getting a dream job, a dream promotion, dream raise, dream event in the career space. Now that she's slipped over to your 6th house, your health is important to you. You're going to find pleasurable ways to better your health. End of story, in a disciplined and structured way. Because of Saturn. If you're wanting to date somebody and you start dating, a fresh start, you never met this person, new dating, good idea. This is often considered a dating house in one of the ways we look at it. And this would lead to a long-term, very solid karmic destined relationship because of this story. Oops. And I need to put the note of fate in there. Goodness gracious. And so, yeah, if you want to get on a dating program, dating app, meet somebody, go out and about and date, I would encourage you to do that as soon as Venus enters the 6th house. Sure, in your romance house, you could meet somebody as well. She will have been there already for 3 weeks before February 10th. But this with the North Node here is even increasing the likelihood of a dating opportunity looking much more destined and beautifully aligned with long-term lasting results. Now, when we look at the energy of Mercury co-joining the North Node, he always wants to bring us ideas or information or news. And this is work and health. And Venus is protective, good health news, lab works come back great, positive news about job and work opportunities, positive news about debt elimination, volume up. It could be an increase of something that looks like worldly success, and it could look like a contractual agreement that up-levels your worldly success within work, livelihood, and career, and even money. Okay. When we move into the month, still in the same week, the 7th to the 14th, we're going to talk about, just as we approach the 13th, 14th, Saturn is getting ready to slide out of Pisces, where he has been since March of 2023, right in here. And as he crosses the sign boundary around the 13th and 14th, it's time zone dependent, you're going to see a new energy coming into your 7th house and the end of a 3-year journey of Saturn making you work very hard for your money. You know you've done it. You know you've been grinding. You know you've had some health challenges that feel like stubborn and hard to get rid of, especially with your feet and your lymphatic system and your toes, but that's about to go. I have a girlfriend who's a Libra, and she was on the El Camino with me during this. And oh my God, blisters all over her feet, trying to get the right walking shoes, etc. So, but that's over for you guys. This is for you, Renee. That's over for you guys now. Now we have Saturn in the 7th house. Here's what's going to do for you. I mean, it's 3 years, right? It's until April of 28. Going to find yourself karmic love partners who are likely older or younger or older than you by 6 or 7 years minimum. That's what that is. Okay. And at the same time, if you're already with a partner, you want to solidify the relationship, buy a house together, move in together, get wedded or propose to get wedded, set the wedding date. You want to up level to a more traditional format. Be careful you're not restless to do that, or you don't jump the gun because of Mercury, because of Saturn's debility in bold, youthful Aries. But nonetheless, if you don't choose to up level and bring a stronger foundation to your existing long-term love relationship, especially marriage type, then he'll test the relationship for 3 years and see if it's worthy of your continuation. And good news, Chiron gets the hell out of your sign in the summertime, making your long-term love relationship much easier if you have one. All right. So get ready for that story that's going to be with you for quite a long time. That's a new Saturn narrative. It happens every 30 years. Last had Saturn in your seventh house, 1996 to 1999. April of 96 to February of 99. All right. Now we're moving on to the week of the 14th through the 21st. Please take notes. Oops. There we go. So as we move on to the 14th to the 21st of the month, the first thing that arises in our storyline is the Sun square Uranus. Remember, Uranus is unexpected, surprising, disruptive, unanticipated stuff. And we saw Mercury do that with some unexpected news on February 5th, give or take a day. Then we saw Venus do the same thing on February 8th, give or take a day. And now we have the Sun doing it on the 15th, 16th, give or take a day. So Sun, Uranus square. Maybe you could even say 14, 15, 16. Kaboom. The Sun is the ruler of the part of your chart that is Leo and the exaltation lord here of your marriage house. Possibly some unexpected surprises from your marriage partner. News, information, conversations, I don't know. Also, your 11th house of good spirit is a windfall, pennies from heaven house. What the hell? Why not say yes? You could have a windfall. And if you do, then hallelujah. And so you might find the Sun squaring Uranus brings a chunk of money to you in some way. You could also say that you could get an unexpected career gain, a raise, a promotion, an elevation, a recognition, an award, and a reward as well, especially from the 5th house of good fortune. Okay. But a surprise also involves perhaps money because of the 8th house, chunky money. A secret could be spilled from a romantic love partner that kind of surprises you, but also feels like a windfall or a blessing. Hey, honey, we're pregnant. Moving past that solar story, we're going to get into good news and an eclipse. So the 16th and 17th is both the solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius at 28 degrees right here, plus also the good news of Mercury information and news, flowing to Jupiter, goodness. For most of you, this will likely show up as good news connected to your work environment. This is your job, work, livelihood, career space. Don't know what your good news is. Good news, good luck, fortunate information, lucky contract, job acceptance, whatever. I would just put in your calendar, big circle on round the, I'd say 15th, 16th, 17th, good work and job and career news. And it may involve money as well. But then we move, and because Mercury with this intensity here is also the ruler of your house of book publishing, and if that's a part of your livelihood to publish books or write and publish, good news is there too, good pop of information or news. It feels blessed. Maybe some good news also around digital income, borderless revenue, or opportunities for career advancement from foreign companies, foreign people, and foreign lands. Good news, right? February 14th, 15th, and 16th. On the 17th, and on the 17th of the month, the solar eclipse at 28 degrees of Aquarius is occurring. The last time we had a North Node eclipse through your 5th house was back in the year of 2008, but it's the eclipse cycle of 2008, 2009, as well as the eclipse cycle of 1989 to 1991. So this cycle is back again. Now, it can be very much a fertility thing as well, because we conceive children, raise children, have children. We have the issue of the fourth, it's called in the ancient tradition, the issue of the family's children, and to issue from. And for you, if you want to have children, and this can also become grandchildren, this is a story that opens up a gate or a portal of that possibility on the 17th of the month of February. And that portal is open for a whole year. You start to feel yourself entering the portal about 6 weeks before February 17th. And it might be most obvious and acute in its output and what it's destined to show you within 6 months after. Okay. It's also good for destined new fated romance for single Libras looking for love. If you are lonely and alone, look no further than a North Node eclipse in your 5th house. But if you have children, there could be a huge amount of attention that you must pay to those children for some reason demanding your attention. If you're an entrepreneur, you can increase your entrepreneurial success. If you're a creative person, a writer, actor, painter, whatever, destined worldly success from your creative natural talents and gifts are coming your way. Not just from this eclipse. This is an eclipse cycle that will roll throughout to the end of 2027, even into early 28. So this is a new journey that you're on that you haven't seen since the dates I gave you. Look forward to that. Worldly success in a house of wins, good fortune. You never know. You might win some money off of this or have some really spectacular good luck coming off of this new cycle. That eclipse will be with Pluto, so it's very different than 2008-9 and 89 to 91. Very different energy, transformation, rebirth, regeneration, catharsis. I'll be doing another story on that with Mars hugging this eclipse as well. Major changes coming in romantic life, long-term relationship situations, and financial earning situations as well. And you're making massive changes in all of those areas off this one particular eclipse. Let's see what happens. Then we move into the next story, which is after Mercury co-joined the North Node, just as the eclipse comes into being, Venus exalted becomes activated with the North Node of destiny. North Node here is going to amplify and increase. And I should say for this eclipse here, because the North Node is still in the sixth house, it can also lead to fantastical changes in your work, very positive and good fortunate changes in job, work, and earning structures. But back to this. Venus is bonifying or making the North Node less harmful, and the North Node is amplifying Venus's goodness, exalted goodness. I would literally say to you, if any of you are thinking of wanting to make a career change, this is one of those absolutely positive directions to go. It can be a job change, a career change, or something. You just might also get very nicely appointed extra money from something you're doing in life, particularly in work and career. You could get a destined fated pet coming into your life. You could get a golden rental property opportunity emerging. These are things that Venus North Node can bring you that you desire that are in the sixth house. Look for that to be exact on the 16th, 17th, 18th. So look at that time frame, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th for really good developments in the sixth house, please. And that's the second North Node conjunction. Mercury did it back in the 11th, 12th, right? So everybody's getting a destiny hit. Saturn and Neptune will be perfectly conjunct on the 20th, perfectly conjunct. So that is going to indicate an energy that we've all been waiting for, last seen in 1701, but in this degree, 6,000 years ago, 1703. You're going to begin a journey that lasts 3 years. You're going to try to have a dream soulmate long-term love relationship gel. You're going to see your partner work hard to achieve their dreams. You're going to be able to reach an audience, marketplace, and clients using fiction, visual, YouTube, Instagram, visual media, Hollywood screenwriters, film, audience, marketplace, determination. You'll bring a lot of Saturnian people into your life with a Neptunian overlay, spiritual but not religious, or, whatever. We'll be covering a separate video on that. But just know that this is a beginning of a 3-year reset. The day of is not the big deal. It's a beginning of a 3-year Neptune and Saturn story through to April of 28. How will you use this? 96, 97, 98 into early 99, right? You had this, but it wasn't with Neptune, so you can't compare. Next, we'll talk about Venus trining Jupiter, two benefics who are exalted. I want you to watch what I'm about to show you. Venus, Jupiter, trine, pretty exact on February 22nd, and an exalted moon. Can you imagine this? We have a mini trine, which is lucky and fortunate and brings opportunity, blessings, and ease, connected to chunks of money, Uranus direct on a Algol well star, and Jupiter in the 10th house of career and reputation, and Venus in the house of livelihood and work. I don't know what this luck is, guys. I can't tell you. It's maybe some really big experience of success that's going to bring you money in a new way, like royalty income, advanced payments for a book publishing deal, some kind of unearned, directly shared resources or unearned income, excitement coming your way. Could be just karmically destined for you, maybe connected to things and people from your past, Jupiter's retrograde. But it's a very positive development and likely implicates money here as well that comes in a chunk of some sort. It could be an inheritance, I will give you that. But in that case, it's from a father or grandfather figure. Okay. And or from your in-laws. Now, as we go forward, we're going to talk about the week of the 22nd or 21st, 22nd to the end of the month, the fourth week of the month. On the fourth week of the month, we're going to look at a difficult square, the third unexpected surprise. Okay, recap. February 5th, Mercury squares Uranus, unexpected news, right? Good things, but unexpected Venus on February the 8th. The sun is making something unexpected happening to you as well. Such a busy frigging month on February 15th, 16th. And then kaboom, Mars follows up with the fourth and last hit to Uranus square on the 25th to the 28th of the month. Mars is all about what you want to choose, decide, and take action on. He also cuts, ends, and severs. Uranus is that which we don't expect. Now, the stellium has finally left your fifth house. Look how much attention you're paying to work, pets, rental property, right? Whole new focus here. But what is this? An unexpected fracture with a child, a blowout about money with a romantic partner, but decisions and actions you want to take to do with money and entrepreneurial and creative directions. Mars here wants to cut, sever, and end, but he's not visible anyway until mid-March. So some changes that want to emerge here around this time frame. And again, is going to go from the 25th to the 28th, maybe delayed, but there may be some decisions going on. A child might be surprising you if you have adult children at home, or a kid is telling you they're going to de-home, de-nest, get out of the house, or leaving your basement. There can be some issues here with unexpected developments regarding pregnancy and decisions being made about whether to keep or not keep a pregnancy. With Pluto, Mars here, there is that intensity around fertility, romance, children, and creativity. And decisions must be made here. Action must be taken. Mars is the ruler of your, exalts your fourth house of home, but he's the ruler of your second house of income and earnings and your significant long-term love relationship. And both of those are facing some significant choice points and decisions through surprising events, perhaps on the 25th to the 28th. On the 26th, Mercury heads retrograde at 22 degrees of Pisces and will be retrograding for 3 weeks until longer, to the 20th of March. That retrograde will have you go back and revise, rethink, and revision pet situations, rental property situations, debt situations, health situations, and work situations. As you go back and rethink it, looking for a job, look no further than your last job or your people you knew from former employment, and opportunities could emerge in the retrograde cycle of February 26th to March the 20th. On the 27th, Sun and North Node co-join, just as Venus and Mercury have done already. Opportunities are coming to you for greater career gains connected to your work. Or friends with favors are advancing you to better success in your work environment by offering you things to help you. And on February 28th, Mercury will retrograde and he's bumping into Venus in his retrogradation. These two are coming together as meeting, like a collaboration, like running towards each other with arms open. And then we'll meet together here at 22 degrees of Pisces. Now that's going to open up a good energy. Venus is exalted. And so Mercury is information and news, work and career, health and pets, tenancies and rentals. If you had any tension before now in a dating situation, rental situation, pet situation, work and health, it's going to smooth out here and good things are trying to happen. And this is also really good if something along the lines of a book publishing deal at all interests you, because Venus is the ruler of library, Libra, book you, and Mercury rules the house of publications. This is kind of a grand finale, positive ending to the month, and it's pretty exact on the 28th of February. You'll feel it a day before and perhaps a day after. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to know more about me, check my description box below, because that's where you'll find me writing Pluto Chronicles on Substack with World Astrology unplugged, untethered from demonetization and shadow ban risks. You can find me on Patreon, where I teach a lot of classes and have a lot of fun with my community there. There's different tiers. Check out what fits for you. You can join me here on my channel, where I put content out that you don't get anywhere else except my Patreon community, but cheaper, because I also do live streams here with you guys, which I don't do on Patreon, and you get a lot of teaching content as well. So check out my join button here. It's only $3.50 American. I think that's pretty affordable. Love to see you in my private community here on YouTube. Thanks, guys, for listening. Don't forget, come join me for the intermediate divine timing class. Dates will be set soon. It's always on the weekends. Get on the wait list. and buy my 2026 All Signs bundle or individual signs and help this channel afford equipment, staff, and other stuff in order to continue to grow. Thank you so very much.